10 Mysterious Photos That Cannot Be Explained. Mystery is always something that people enjoy. Everyone and anyone feels like they could come up with their own assumptions or theories of how, what or when something happened, and it could not be proven whether it is wrong or right. The following 10 photos and videos have experts completely baffled, leaving no definitive explanation in their wake. Find out the stories and conspiracies behind them. 10. Does the Babushka lady have evidence to JFK's assassination? Many mysteries still cloud the 1963 assassination of John F. Kennedy. One of them is the Babushka lady, a nickname that was given to an unidentified woman who was repeatedly recorded at the scene of the shooting, using a video recorder. Police tried tracking down the woman, in hopes that her footage would reveal clues that could help with the investigation, but to this day, she has never been identified. A woman named Beverly Oliver came forward in 1970, claiming to be the Babushka lady. She said that either FBI or special agents had tracked her down years prior and requested to develop the film she had taken at the scene of the crime, which she handed over. They then vanished, and she never heard from them again. Oliver's claims have been highly discredited due to various inconsistencies with her story, mainly the fact that she was 17 years old at the time, when the photos seemed to show a middle-aged woman, and her inability to correctly identify the model of the camera she was known to be using. In 1994, Oliver wrote a book chronicling her memories of Dallas the day of the shooting, entitled, Nightmare in Dallas. Oliver was also the basis for a scene in John Oliver's film, JFK. The identity of the Babushka lady still remains unsolved. 9. Hessdalen lights, alien or natural battery. The Hessdalen lights are a spectacular, but unexplained light show, that can be seen various times throughout the year in the skies over Norway. The lights were most active from 1981 through 1984, when people traveled from all over the world to camp out and see the lights, which were said to be visible 15 to 20 times per week. These days, the sightings are down to about 15 to 20 times a year. A scientific explanation for these lights remains unproven, leading many to hypothesize that they are caused by alien spacecraft. Other sightings including headlights, mirages, astronomical bodies, and aircraft have been noted. However, as of May 2014, some scientists think they might have uncovered the mystery. The hypothesis is that the metallic rock inside the mountains, combined with the heavy amounts of sulfur in the river, have created a battery. When ionized gas is created from the fumes, the lights become visible. This theory is still not proven, though, and the mystery continues. 8. The mystery of the Hook Island sea monster. If these photos of the Hook Island sea monster were taken present day, they would largely be accused of Photoshop. However, they were taken on December 12, 1964 and have been widely circulated since then. And, in case you've forgotten, there was no Photoshop in 1964. Robert L. Sarek and his wife were off the coast of Stonehaven Bay in Hook Island, Queensland. When his wife spotted the alarming mass on the lagoon floor, they took several photos while trying to identify it. They are reported as saying it looked like a giant tadpole-like creature, with an estimated length of 75 to 80 feet long. The assumed creature didn't move and the couple thought it might be dead, so they approached it in hopes of gaining recorded footage of it. But when the creature began moving and opened its mouth, they hurried back to their boat, in which time, the creature swam away. 7. The Solway Firth Spaceman mystery. When Jim Templeton took photos of his wife and daughter on a sunny day in Cumbria, England, during the summer of 1964, he didn't know he would soon become a permanent debate among conspiracy theorists and UFO believers. But that's what happened when he had his film developed and noticed what appears to be a man in a spacesuit, standing behind his daughter. Templeton said that he did not notice anyone other than his wife and daughter at the time of shooting. When he took the photos to the police, they gave it back to him and said there was nothing suspicious about it. But when his local newspaper picked it up an hour later, it was soon circulating worldwide. Many people have debunked this photo by saying that what appears to be a spaceman is nothing more than the girl's mother standing farther up the hill behind her, washed out by an optical illusion of light and shadows. Others firmly stand by the claim that it is a spaceman, with legends of a missile launch that was set to take place in the same area, that was abruptly aborted because of sightings of two men in white spacesuits that match the description of the figure in the Templeton's photo. 6. The SS Watertown Phantom Faces. James Courtney and Michael Meehan were cleaning a cargo tank on the SS Watertown on its way to New York City, in 1924. The men were overcome with gas fumes and died. As customary of the time, the two men were buried at sea. But for days following their sea burial, the reflections of the two men's faces were seen in the water. The faces were so clear, Captain Keith Tracy followed orders to get a photograph of the two phantoms, which he did. 5. Is there an alien satellite orbiting Earth? Could there possibly be a satellite that has been orbiting Earth for the past 13,000 years, that was put there by aliens? If you believe the Black Knight conspiracies, then the answer is yes. Some have tied it to the long-delayed echoes and a radio signal that Nikola Tesla picked up in 1899, which he believed to be coming from outer space. The rumors of it being a satellite originated in the 1950s, when newspaper stories were published, attributing UFO researcher Donald Keyhoe to claims that the U.S. Air Force had reported finding two satellites orbiting the Earth when none had been launched from Earth at that point. 4. The Cooper family's unwanted dinner guest. Legend has it, when the Cooper family, shown in the photo, moved into their new house, this was the first photo that was taken. When the picture was developed, the image of a body falling from the ceiling was clearly visible. Further investigation on this story yields no more information on this story, though, leading many to believe that it's just some sort of image trickery or hoax. The origins of the photo and when they first surfaced are unclear. 3. Are there pyramids on the dark side of the moon? What exactly is lurking up there on the dark side of the moon? If you believe the moon skeptics, there's a whole lot more than NASA ever let on, and this photo proves it. Taken by Apollo 17 during the last flight to the moon, this photo was listed as blank in the photographic index. While it definitely is washed out by exposure and noise problems, there does seem to be a formation, not unlike a mountain or a pyramid. Some believe that there are Great Pyramids, as well as castles on the moon, and that NASA has been covering it up all along, but that this photo slipped through the cracks and reveals the truth to what they've known all along. 2. Goddard's Squadron photograph of Freddy Jackson. In 1919, Freddy Jackson was accidentally killed by an airplane propeller while working as an air mechanic in the squadron of Sir Victor Goddard. 2 days later, the squadron took a photo together, but when Goddard had it developed, he noticed something: the impossible Freddy Jackson was in the photo. When he showed it to his crew, the men agreed that it was indeed Jackson, despite the fact that he had died 2 days prior to the photo being taken, and that the group photo was held on the same day as Jackson's funeral. It is believed that Jackson's spirit was unaware of his death and showed up to have his picture taken as scheduled. The mysterious death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old student staying at the Hotel Cecil in Los Angeles, when she went missing in January 2013. Her body was found contaminating the water 2 weeks later in the hotel's water tank by the maintenance man. Lam reportedly suffered from bipolar disorder. At first glance, this story could be chalked up to a freak accident. However, there are many very notable and extremely strange coincidences surrounding her death. The first bit of evidence is the bizarre video, and last known sighting of Lam. Getting onto an elevator, Lam proceeds to push numerous floor buttons, but the elevator doors do not close. Then she begins to seem as though she is hiding in the corner from something passing by, but nothing shows on the video. Then she gets out of the elevator, looks around erratically, back into the elevator again and back out, all while the doors have never budged. Minutes go by, as her strange behavior continues, and after Lam vanishes from sight, the elevator doors close, reopen, close again, and proceed to the next floor. Those who don't believe her death was an accident are also very quick to point out that 2 serial killers have stayed in the Cecil Hotel, where there has also been a murder on premises and 3 reported suicides, making this a murder hotel. Other strange coincidences include a test for a tuberculosis outbreak that had occurred a few blocks from the hotel, which was called the Lam Elisa. No one has been able to explain how Lam was able to get onto the roof, which was barricaded at the time. And then there's the fact that someone updated her blog 6 months after her death. Needless to say, Hollywood snatched the story up immediately and announced early 2014 that a film based on Lam's most mysterious death would be released in 2015.